Alrighty, people, what is happening? Welcome in. How you doing? It's great to have you here. Thanks for joining us. We see it. We're gonna do some mock drafts today.
As always.
Maybe multiple mock drafts. We'll see. We got a like goal today of 70 likes, and if we reach that goal, we will pop off a second mock, and we'll get a whole new group of people in. Either way, we will be mocking. We'll be talking about the NFL. No Brandon Ayuk trade right now. Still dead in the water.
I don't know what the hell he's waiting for.
Someone's holding something up, or it's all just nonsense. Honestly, there's no in between at this point. It's someone holding it up, or it's just complete nonsense. So we'll have to wait and find out. But we see you guys in the chat. What's up, Jimmy? We see Gator. We see Anthony. We see Vikes. We see Daniel. What's up? We see Lindell. Sunraker says Zach is defending his don't draft Stroud in the 5th round take. Still is all. I mean, yes, video came out today. We are not comfortable taking CJ Stroud in the 5th round, unfortunately. I don't really know what to say.
Just don't know. Okay,
so a little comment there from an account that says fantasy never stops with Fantasyland.
Oh boy.
What could that be? What could that possibly be? Well, we have some exciting news for you guys, okay? We're in an age right now where not everybody consumes content the same way, all right? Some of you are probably really big fans of short form content. Some of your attention spans might be very, very small. No, I'm kidding. Some of you guys, your comfort zone might be a 30-second clip. Your comfort zone might be a 60-second clip at max.
That's Gen Z people.
We're sitting here making videos that are 20 minutes long, and you're like, that's a death sentence for me, Zach. All right? Give me some different type of content. So here we are. All right? We are expanding the brand, which is very exciting. Badaki is going to completely dominate this channel. He's going to absolutely kill it. So presenting for the first time, Fantasy Never Stops with Fantasyland. All right? This is a new channel where we are going to promote primarily short form content. All right? So if you're a big fan of seeing content on TikTok or the Reels, or if you're going to YouTube Shorts often, this will be our version of that. And the best part for, I would say 90% of the content that we put on here, it will not be repurposed. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
Over 90% of the content we put on here will not be repurposed. That's why we haven't been focused on that sort of content, because we don't just want to put out repurposed content. We want to put out content that's specifically for people who love short form content, right? So I'm going to put a link in the chat. Do us a massive favor. Go ahead and go subscribe over there. All right. We're going to start posting content next week. So please do us a favor. Subscribe to that channel over there, and be looking out for some very specific content for the short form people. And if you're watching this later, we'll put it in the pinned comment as well to go subscribe. But this is a new addition to our family. Obviously, we have the Fantasyland football account, which is where we're streaming from right now. We have our Dynastyland football account. And obviously, we are now introducing the Fantasy Never Stops with Fantasyland channel.
That's right.
And who knows? I know a lot of people have been begging for a podcast. Maybe in the future, this will be a space where we can potentially look at adding a podcast. We'll have to wait and see.
Be careful. But yes, we appreciate each and every one of you that subscribed already. And I see somebody saying, I thought you were announcing a TikTok. Some of this content might be going on TikTok. We want to, bring this back. At least one of my goals and both of our goals is to start getting on different platforms, getting on the Instagram. Maybe you'll see more posts coming on Instagram. Maybe you'll see more posts coming on TikTok, and obviously the YouTube short, because we really want to expand our brand, and not only expand our brand, but get more eyes on us to be completely transparent with each and every one of you. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support.
And Zach has a question. He says, hey guys, no hate, but wouldn't short form content be beneficial to this channel to help growth instead of growing a whole new YouTube channel? The issue with doing it that way is you are not finding a way to create a new audience. Just being 100% transparent with you guys, putting it on a new channel gives it its own space to live, okay? Its own space to live, its own growth. Yes, we could put it on the same channel, but if you guys don't know, we have 2 different channels. We've got Dynastyland Football, we've got Fantasyland Football. All right, so this will be a place where year-round, this is where our shorts will live. And ultimately, we just want to reach as many people. We want to create the biggest community possible. And you guys have already been awesome and integral in helping us get there. So anyway, go subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. And that's very exciting. Look out for the first video next week. All right, we are going to do a mock draft. So if people want to join, how can they get in, Badaki?
Yeah, guys, join our Discord. That link is in the description. I'll put that link in the chat as well once you join our Discord. Oh, look at that. Fantasyland never stops. Once you join our Discord, all you have to do is go to the Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, then go to announcements. That's exactly where I'll be posting the link to each and every mock draft. It is first come, first serve. So we appreciate each and every one of you. And once again, if you hit that like, maybe you can get a second mock draft, will give you a better chance to join us. So I'll send that link out now. 3, 2, 1. There you go.
All right, that is going to get sent off, and we will go ahead and pop off a mock draft for you guys. But yeah, just some exciting news. Thanks for being with us. I see you. What's up, Cajun? What's up, Brizzleton? Daniel says Tardyland football. Mike says Zach's probably doing a chore for his wife. What's up, Big Back?
He was actually
Gamer?
doing a chore for you guys. That really
Yeah,
was.
we were just late because we were recording content. That's true. What's up, Albert? Welcome in. What's up, 369? What's up, Chef? Welcome in, guys. We appreciate you. All right, so this mock draft is going to be a PPR, one quarterback, and do we do tight end premium? Let's do tight end premium. Start 9. Okay, start 9. Start 9 means we have one quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 3 flex spots in this mock draft. All right, let's go ahead and start this thing off here in 3, 2, 1. This is PPR. Keep in mind, we have said this so many times, but how you should draft is all based on your league. All right, how many members are in your league? Is it PPR? Is it half PPR? Is there a premium for tight end? All of these things really, really matter when it comes down to how you should draft. But that's why we told you the format here. You can see people are worried about CMC.
Let him fall. Let him fall.
I would feel like an absolute king if I got CMC at the 103. So
yeah, no question.
I mean, maybe it's possible. Maybe the 101 is now really, really undecided.
No question. I think you have to keep in mind that he did suffer this injury last year and played through it. If I remember correctly, and look how that panned out. Obviously, every year is different, but I'm not scared to take CMC at the 101 here. But I am at the 105. Jamar Chase goes off the board. That's easy. Smash pick for me in Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, I like Amon-Ra there. It's a great start, man. Like getting Amon-Ra at the 105 and knowing you get an earlier pick than everyone ahead of you at the 208 always feels pretty good, in my opinion. Hey, big shout out to Waffle Houser. He says, just stopping by because I saw Zach celebrating views on X earlier, just making sure that super chat button still works. I appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Just in case you guys don't know what Waffle is talking about, we did have a video for the first time ever hit 100,000 views on the channel. Really cool. Really cool. I talked about this about 3 years ago. We struggled to get 30 views, but we loved what we were doing, so we just kept going, and you guys have been awesome. Big shout out to everybody who's been supporting us. Like, the growth is great, and because of your support, the people who are supporting us on Flock Fantasy, who are watching our content, it's helped us grow as a company. I mean, we were able to hire our first person in the company, which was a video editor, and that's only because of your guys' help with our company. So we appreciate you guys so much. And
yeah, thank you so much for the support, man. I mean, that video has been amazing.
Yeah, and we're putting extra efforts as well, so it's good to see you guys recognize that. We're gonna go Jahmyr Gibbs here. We love the anchor round 2 strategy, but I can't force a strategy just to say I did a strategy. So we're gonna grab Saquon here and Jahmyr Gibbs to start our draft.
I think it's automatic at the 112. Not from you, but just in general.
Well, it depends, because I think in some drafts, Jahmyr Gibbs and Barkley will be gone before the 12, and I think you'll have an option of like AJ Brown maybe. You'll have to make the Garrett Wilson decision. So I think it just depends on like how your draft falls to you. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely feels good to. I mean, Garrett Wilson falls there as well. Either way, I think it's phenomenal there. So.
Yeah, Kyron Williams at the 203, Marvin Harrison Jr. at the 204. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the love. Jay Shockey says, what draft tool are you using? So I know we got a lot of people who draft on ESPN. If you guys haven't heard of the Sleeper app just yet, Sleeper app, they do not sponsor us whatsoever, but we, without any doubt, believe it's the best fantasy platform by far. And that is what we currently play fantasy on, is the Sleeper app. Vike says that's sick because that's the video that brought me in. That's awesome. Daniel says been watching for 2 years. Sunraker says you guys are appreciated.
Hey,
we
that's
appreciate
amazing.
you guys. We appreciate you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hopefully we get to meet some of you guys too. I'm not sure how many tickets there are available. Oh, this is perfect. Point. Drake London falls to me there at the 208. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Let me find that link as well. Here it is. If you guys want to meet up with us, I'll put a link in the chat. We will be in Austin, Texas in about, just over a week's time?
A week from tomorrow. Or a week from 22nd. Friday.
So that's...
Yeah,
a little over a week.
We need to figure out how many tickets there are available. But yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know, we are going to Austin, Texas, having to meet up with all the content creators that are on the channel or on the Flock Fantasy website. So Mason, the Domain Boys, FSC, which is going to be exciting. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, feel free to come out and hang out. The only reason I don't like that we're selling tickets, but the only reason we're doing that is because, excuse me, that's gross. There's a cap on the venue. There's only a certain amount of people that can come, and I believe the venue is going to give you 50% off all beer all night. So if you want to get wasted, I think you're going to make your money back anyway. But
get wasted with the boys.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll put that link in the chat in case anybody wants to come hang out. And by the way, DM us if you are coming. We'd love to know who is coming. I know we've already got I think 5 or so people who have said they'll be there. The venue's capped at 50. So keep that in mind. All right, friendly reminder, we got a like goal today of 70 likes. If we reach 70 likes, we'll pop off a second mock draft for you guys. We're currently at 43, so about 27 likes away from our goal. Do us a favor, smash that like button. Help this channel grow. You guys have been killing it with us all offseason. So let's recap the second round. Saquon at the 201, Taylor, Kyron Williams, Marvin Harrison, Durka, Chris Olave, Devontae Adams, Drake London, Travis Etienne, Devon Achane, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans into round 3, Josh Jacobs, DJ Moore. That's the highest I've seen DJ Moore this offseason. Nico Collins falls to the 304. I really like this start from Team 4. While I do have my concerns around Nico Collins, I love the overall, path that he's taking here. Elite wide receiver in round 1. Yeah. A running back with top 5 upside in round 2, and then continuing to build around those wide receivers in a PPR format. And I also like your start. If you don't want to force a running back, I like London at that price. Waddle should have an incredible bounce back season. People forget we're 1 year moved from him being a top 10 wide receiver, top 8 wide receiver in fantasy football. If he can just stay healthy, there is no ceiling attached to his outcome this year.
Completely agree. And this is a start 5 wide receivers. We like to emphasize the receivers in the flex position. So the fact that I can lock up 3, top 15 guys here right now in the top 3 rounds, it feels really comfortable. And if a running back falls to me, it falls to me. I was really wanted Derrick Henry, but it looks like he's never going past the 205 nowadays.
Nowadays, no. I think at least on Sleeper, it's caught up. But I was really hoping Neighbors was going to fall to me. I love me some elite Neighbors, but that's all right. We won't grab Neighbors here, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Catching up with the chat here. Donald says, I live in San Antonio. I'll be there. That's awesome, Donald.
Hey, that's awesome.
Excited to see you. Mac here says, Sleeper's the way to go. Appreciate you, Mac. Scribble says, sorry for being corny, but y'all are proof hard work pays off. I appreciate you, man. That's very kind.
Hey, that's awesome. Yeah.
What's good, Flex? He asked, how do we feel about Garrett Wilson? I mean, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, I don't think there's a ceiling attached to Garrett Wilson's name.
Yeah, I completely agree. Love Garrett Wilson this year. You're on the clock here. A big run of wide receivers that I'm pretty sure you probably wanted at least 2 to 3 of them. Maybe every single one of them.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, dude. Which is why I'm going to do something very strange here.
Okay, going another running back there with Rashad White.
I just don't like this range of wide receiver. I'll be honest with you. I don't like this range. Oh my gosh. This is tough. I'll take Pittman here, I guess. I really don't like that range of receiver.
Yeah, once again, not forcing another wide receiver there to go probably with the best value in Rashad White, falling to the 312 finishes RB4 last year. Was a top 5, top 6 in
Yeah.
targets amongst running backs. So I mean, that's definitely something.
And there is some
to-
concern, I guess, that he might not be used the same way. So I
Sure.
can definitely understand that concern, but yeah, I was comfortable taking him there. Just I didn't want to force a wide receiver just to get a wide receiver on my team.
Yeah, I got you. I definitely completely understand. I thought you were going to go tight end. I thought you would go Sam Laporta personally. I
didn't
thought maybe
wanna-
you saw the value at the tight end position.
I didn't want to pull
rather
the
than-
plug there personally. I wanted someone else to pull the plug for me, but we'll see if that
Mhm.
ends up biting me in the ass.
Yeah, let's have a gaze.
Daniel says a week ago Henry was going in the second half of the second. What's up, Ethan? Appreciate you, man.
What's happening, man? That's awesome.
Lewis says Superflex Mock. I mean, if we reach our like goal, we'll let you guys decide. We'll put a poll in the chat. You guys will decide. We're men of the people, okay?
We're enough the people.
All right, whatever you guys want. But that like goal is 70, so we are only 19 likes away now, which is awesome.
Yeah. Looks like we're most likely going to be doing that there. So we have another James Cook, Dalton Kincaid, T. Higgins there. Now 369 is on the clock there. There goes Travis Kelce. Now Tebow is on the clock with Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Isaiah Pacheco. Let's see where he goes because I know exactly where I'm going. And hopefully he doesn't snipe me.
Yeah, definitely could. Definitely could. Shore says, I'm player 4. I was hoping to have a reason to go triple wide receiver in the first few rounds, but Etienne's too good. I'll be honest, guys. Like, I genuinely can't wrap my head around the Etienne hate this offseason. I cannot understand it. There's 2 running backs I just don't understand why people hate them. One's Etienne, one's Kamara, who you just drafted. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly cannot wrap my head around it. It's the most confusing thing ever. It's like cool to hate Etienne this offseason for some reason, which I love. Like, let him fall to the 3rd round and draft it. I'll draft him every time I
Well,
can.
they kind of hated him last year as well, but that was because the
Exactly.
whole Tanks Bigsby narrative. But now they don't have that, so I don't understand why they're hating him now, especially
Well,
when he finished as a top 5, top 6.
that
RB this
narrative
past
is
year.
still out there, but I actually talked about this in a video that's going to come out for you guys here soon. Guys, Tank
Top
Bigsby.
3. Gosh.
Okay, let me just go on a little. Is it okay if I go on a rant about Travis Etienne for a second? Is that okay?
Okay.
Is that all right?
Travis Etienne live stream. Come on, baby.
Okay, so here's why people are telling me they're not going to draft Travis Etienne this year, Badaki. They're saying his offensive line sucks. Okay, all right. Okay, so you're not going to draft him because his offensive line sucks. Okay. Was his offensive line good last year?
No.
No, it wasn't good last year. They had a bottom 5 offensive line, according to PFF. Was he good for fantasy football last year? Yeah.
Yes.
Finished top 3. Averaged almost 17 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Is his role through the air going to grow this year? According to what they're saying out of Jacksonville, yeah, it's going to grow. Who is scaring us in that backfield to take touches away from him? Is it Tank Bigsby still? Are we still on about Tank Bigsby? Do you guys want to know how bad Tank Bigsby was last year? I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Tank Bigsby was the worst running back on a per touch basis in the entire NFL. Like, genuinely, in the entire NFL, there was not a worse running back on a per touch basis than Tank Bigsby. You want me to prove it? Okay, I'll prove it, okay? So let's look at running backs last year with at least 50 carries. Running backs with at least 50 carries. This is important for you to hear, okay? 68 running backs. 68 running backs had at least 50 carries last year, okay? 68 running backs we're talking about here. This is where Tank Bigsby ranked in important metrics amongst running backs, okay? Yards per attempt. Tank Bigsby was 68th in yards per attempt. He was dead last amongst those running backs who had at least 50 carries. Okay, how about breakaway percentage? Did he have any explosive plays? No, he didn't have a single breakaway run. 0%. Worst amongst all those running backs. Okay, well, he forced missed tackles. He was 62nd in missed tackles forced. Yards after contact per attempt, he was 61st. What are we talking about? What the hell are people worried about? I cannot wrap my head around it. But
Honestly.
I will take as much Travis Etienne as I can possibly get this year. I genuinely do not understand at all the hate, but I love it. I'm thriving on it. I'm thriving on the hate. We'll take Etienne everywhere we can. So that's my rant. I'm moving on.
That's good rant. Good rant, Sean. I mean, if anything, someone that you should be scared about in the backfield is probably Mac Jones, getting a lot of carries in
That's
practice.
true,
Have you
actually.
seen
We
that?
haven't talked about how Mac Jones impacts this.
I mean, this is huge for coming out of camp. I just have to say, my star is phenomenal. This has to be like, I want this to be my $200 league. And let's make it 500. Another $10 quickie starting right now. Monroe, St. Brown, Drake London, Jalen Waddle, Alvin Kamara, and Trey McBride in the 5th round. You're kidding me. You're on the clock.
I like it. I am on the clock, and we have Michael Pittman as our wide receiver 1.
Shout out to Pitty City.
I feel pretty good about taking Kyle Pitts here. And this is why I didn't go tight end at the 401. The reason I didn't is because that tier of guys in my tier 1 is like huge. And Kyle Pitts is in that tier for me. And I thought, if no one's taken a tight end yet, let me just take a shot on a wide receiver here and see if like maybe Pitts falls to me. Pitts does fall to me, so that feels pretty good. And then we're also going to go ahead and grab Jaden Reed as our wide receiver 2 here. So, I mean, at the moment, I'm not hating this start, but I hate, like, this is not the way I would typically draft a team, but I'm not absolutely like hating the start so far.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think it's a bad start there. You see a run of, well, let's pick up from Josh Allen. See Josh Allen, Mahomes. You get 2 running backs in Walker, Aaron Jones. And then you have Trey McBride, Mark Andrews, Jalen Hurts, Amari Cooper, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
That's
Rice.
the earliest I've seen JSN go, and I'm not surprised because Daniel Macy I we like the same players. But I will say Macy, I feel very confident he would have been there at the 604. I've been getting him consistently in like round 7. Sometimes he falls round 8, so that feels pretty high for where he's going right now.
Yeah, and then Keenan Allen, Kyle Pitts, and then we have that run there. Ramondre Stevenson is what I freaking wanted.
Just a heads up, we got a super chat from Matthew, so I want to make sure we highlight that comment. He
appreciate
says,
you,
I
Matthew.
love you. You both are my favorite koalas. I was offered Dotson plus an early second for Big D Ricky P.
Ricky P, I love that.
Yeah, no, I would just hold on to Ricky personally.
Yeah,
as much as I like Dotson.
This is probably the worst time to sell Ricky Pearsall if Brandon Ayuk does go, even with the injuries.
Let's actually have that conversation. If Ayuk actually moves on, you would get way more for Ricky than that. Like, that's
question.
No,
and this is a first round receiver, and I think it just solidifies how much they believe in Ricky Pearsall. With them drafting Ricky, probably already knowing that either he wasn't going to come back in the 2nd round, and Ayuk was most likely going to be gone at the end or by the start of 2024. So I think it speaks volumes for Ricky personally.
Yeah, I get that. Kittle goes at the 603. Stevenson, A-Rich at the 605. Then Kirk at the 6'6". Tebow's up on the clock here. He's got 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a tight end to start. Catching up with the chat here. Flex says Brees or JJ. For me, it would be JJ, but I think the majority of people would tell you Brees Hall, and I totally get where they're coming from. I think they're in the same tier. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think they're in the same tier as well. I would say Brees Hall feels like he has the edge because you're drafting Justin Jefferson, who's what right now consensus wide receiver from wide receiver 5 to wide receiver 7, and Brees Hall's consensus top 3. So I think based off value and position is probably Brees Hall.
Yeah, no, you're not alone in feeling that way. I think most people feel that way. So it's just, I don't personally feel the same way. I think they're in the same tier for me, though.
Yeah.
Catching up with the chat. D Stone says, "What's good, y'all? I'm late. Should I just restart, or are y'all doing another?" We will do another if we reach our like goal, which is 70 likes. A little update: we are only 10 likes away. So if we get 10 more people to like the stream, that secures another mock draft with you guys. So do us a favor, help us reach that goal. Smash that like button for us. In round 6, James Conner, you go David Montgomery, then DeAndre Swift, Brock Bowers, Terry McLaurin, Evan Ingram, and Najee Harris. I like Brock Bowers. That's quite early. I think that's too early for me to bet on him.
as late as the 10th round yesterday.
Recently, yeah, and I think Evan Ingram is the much safer play if you're going to go tight end in the 6th round, considering Ingram led tight ends in targets last year. So that's a little difficult, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I
completely
Elijah
agree.
says, is Bijan Robinson or Breece Hall acceptable at the 2 spot? So that you're basically asking, would you take Bijan or Breece over Tyreek or CeeDee Lamb? I would not.
I don't think I can.
But it doesn't mean you can't. It's not something I would do, but doesn't mean that you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't see them scoring more than. I mean, look, they definitely can, but that's basically you saying that you're projecting them to score more than 21 fantasy points. Like there should be averaging like around 21 fantasy points. Not saying it's not doable, just I mean, this is the perfect draft, ladies and gentlemen. It actually is. I'm not lying.
I hate that you're in on Deontay.
This is deeper. Yeah,
sorry.
Because
we're going to be in mock drafts and you're going to push his ADP up.
I came around. And, well, what's interesting? Sam Green was watching our live stream because he commented. He might be watching right now. He's getting all the dirt.
Is he?
Sam,
so he knows. All
at least that's my expectation. And if you guys don't know, we have home leagues. Those leagues are coming up very soon, and we have our friends are very casual, so they don't actually watch until the very last week. All right, it's draft week. All right, let me just cram as much information in and watch our live streams. And that's exactly what I think is going to be happening. Yeah. So don't be surprised if you see Deontay go higher in our home league. Not because of me.
Okay. Trying to keep up with the chat. You guys are awesome. There's so many questions. Look, do not feel the need to do this, but if you do want us to absolutely answer a question, super chat's an option. I'm just telling you that in case you're like, why aren't they answering? There's just a lot of questions, which is a very awesome problem to have. I appreciate you guys seeing the value in what we bring. But into round 7, we had Najee Harris, David Njoku, Tony Pollard, Chris Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Lab McConkey. I was really hoping Lab might fall to me. I was hoping his ADP might continue to fall with Herbert going down. Christian Watson. I saw a video today of Christian Watson dealing with a knee injury. Is that serious?
Apparently he walked off in his own power. I haven't heard anything else according to Christian Watson.
Okay.
But I'm hoping tomorrow we'll get more information. It is not too serious, and he just got banged up. Apparently, like that injury happened, and they were like, "We're stopping camp. Like we're stopping."
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I see a report here. Christian Watson flashes 2 thumbs up walking up the practice field. He is okay. Watson said a knee got him in the side of the leg, and he fell to the ground.
So it I'm gonna take Addison here. Sorry, I'm listening. I was just gonna. No. I'm gonna take Addison here. Reason being is I just think he's very affordable. I think he's falling because of the reports with his personal life, but that will not. I don't believe that will impact his season this year. That's not typically how those things work out. And I can't believe I'm gonna take Keon Coleman as well. I'll take Keon Coleman in the 8th round. If I'm not gonna hit wide receivers early, I will try and hit some upside late in a draft, so we'll go that route.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. By the way, I'm just catching up on Watson's these reports, fine. And Watson even said himself, took a hit on the knee on the last play of practice that led me to stay down for a while, hurt in the moment, but now it's just sore and bruised. So he looks fine. It's not like a serious injury.
Okay.
He probably had like when you get hit in the thigh and it just stings for a while, I think maybe that's what happened.
That makes sense.
Don't let him fall to me. Don't do it.
Doonsay off the board. Brian Thomas, Jake Ferguson, Zach Moss. And we'll see.
I think they're going to let him fall to me.
Shore says, if CMC missed the first 2 weeks, what round do you think he'd fall to? Round? I think he'd stay in the first round.
People will still take him, yeah.
I think he would still be a top 4 pick, personally.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, I'm doing it. Look, I understand that Zach has multiple videos about CJ Stroud, not taking him in the 5th round. In the 8th round, though,
yeah, that's fine.
I think that's phenomenal.
I think we say this pretty often. Quarterbacks are very unrealistic in our mock drafts. Like, just being honest with you guys, straight like across the board, just be aware that if you're watching a mock draft from us, our community drafts similar to us, as in they let quarterbacks fall down the board. In your mock drafts, in your real drafts, expect Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson to be second, third round picks. Same with Jalen Hurts. Expect A. Rich to be a fourth round pick. Expect CJ Stroud to be a fifth round pick. But 100%, at every price point, a player becomes someone that I'm willing to draft. And if CJ falls to the 8th round, I think it's a no-brainer. But I would you agree with me that like 99% of drafts are not going to have CJ?
No question. No question. I think if anything, he might be one of the first top like 5 quarterbacks off the board. So I completely agree. One thing I do want to talk about, which we haven't spoken about right now, and how does that impact, I guess, your thought process on this wide receiver room, is Josh Downs. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah,
high ankle sprain. That really pushes up Adonai Mitchell to then, hopefully, not saying he is going to be the guy.
So,
but
I guess it does, but in my mind, not really. And I'll tell you why, because like he's not going to play the role Josh Downs played. Like, here's my concern. Okay, so with Adonai Mitchell, he is battling with Alec Pierce to be the wide receiver 3 on the team. First off, that is not a good sign. Like, I'm sorry, you should not be battling with Alec Pierce. This dude is he uses his NFL team as a YMCA. He's running laps, just consistently hitting the cardio up and never getting a target. So how are you battling with Alec Pierce? Anyway, but if you think about this, in 2 wide receiver sets, Downs probably was never going to be on the field because he's a slot receiver in 2 wide receiver sets. So in 2 wide receiver sets, it's still Alec Pierce and Mitchell battling as that like second option. But in 3 wide receiver sets, you're not going to put Adonai in the slot. To me, I wouldn't put Adonai in the slot. So I don't know that, like, sure, if like Alec Pierce went down, it'd feel great. If Michael Pittman went down, it'd feel great. But I don't know that Downs going down impacts Adonai Mitchell. I could be reading this incorrectly, but I don't see Adonai Mitchell going in the slot. Like, I think they'll put someone else in the slot. And if they decide to play Pierce over Mitchell, the slot won't impact that, is what I'm trying to say. So that's how I feel. I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing the mark here, but...
No, I think basically, I definitely understand your thought process. I think it gives him an edge now. It gives Mitchell an opportunity to step up and to get more opportunities in this offense and completely surpass.
I don't know.
I personally think he could. But look, maybe we'll see that in preseason. We'll see how he's going to be utilized. Because he's, Adonai Mitchell is definitely a bigger wide receiver, 6'2". He was more on the outside, less on the inside coming out of Texas. So I can see what you're saying when it comes down to his usage and where he's going to be placed on the field.
Yeah, I can't see why people are saying, like, look, clearly, like a guy out of the way, like, just like straight up looking at it, I guess it makes sense. Like, okay, there's less guys to target. But if you think about how they'll line up and the roles that each of these players will play, that's where it just doesn't really make any sense to me. I wonder how much Mitchell played outside in Texas. Let me look at this. Last year, Adonai Mitchell, let's have a look.
I don't think it was very... How much he played inside, you said?
I'm going to guess like he played around 30% in the slot, if not less.
I would say less.
My pick is up on the clock here, and you were hyped about CJ Stroud in the 8th round. I'm not going to take Kyler Murray this pick because I wanted to say I got him in the 10th round. That's insane. But sure. I'm just as hyped to get Kyler Murray this late. We are going to grab Blake Corum here, and then we'll grab Kyler Murray.
Okay. I'm a little bit upset
in the 10th round.
A little bit upset I didn't go running back. I thought for sure a Chase Brown was going to fall back to me. Now I only have 2 running backs. This is my first flaw.
It's all right. Hey, ish happens, brother. Ish happens.
That's why we mock.
That's right. But again, don't expect Kyler Murray to be available in the 10th round in your home leagues. Okay, so in 2023, I can tell you where Adonai played. And not to say that he can't grow and play in a different area. Here we go. So Adonai played 18% in the slot at Texas. He played 81% out wide. And yeah, that's why I don't see him playing the slot. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I hear you. So I guess Alec Pierce moves into the slot and kind of goes from there and see how that's going to pan out.
Daniel says we hit the like goal. Let's double check on that. And he is right. We did hit our like goal. Guys, thank you so much for hitting the like button. You guys are absolutely incredible. Now we got to ask you what type of mock you want us to do. Okay, so one quarterback or super flex. What do you guys want? Ultimately, the people will decide. You guys decide what the next mock draft we do will be. And that's crazy. Look at that run of quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean, that was the turn where no one had quarterbacks there. Eselimo, I'm pretty sure, is the last guy to take a quarterback. So he's kind of either he's buzzing or he's mad.
He must have been feeling so good at the 9-1. I've been there. I've been there on the turn where I'm like, all right, no one's taking quarterbacks. I'm going to keep risking it for the biscuit. I've been in that spot before.
Do I take? Yeah, I'm going to take Chuba here.
Yeah, I love that pick. And by the way, if I'm R. Monty, who took Brooks at the 8-9, I love that, but we got to lock up Chuba. If we're taking Brooks, I love the pick. Makes a lot of sense. Could win you your league. You got to find a way to draft Chuba Hubbard, though. Chuba's got to be on your team. Must be on your team. So I like that pick from you.
Let's see.
You're having an incredible draft. I've never felt less confident about the 112. I've never felt less confident.
Yeah.
And honestly, this whole scenario makes me feel like maybe I should go Marv at the 2-1 if I'm in this spot, because no, it just doesn't make sense. You shouldn't take Marvin Harrison over Saquon Barkley. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's going to be tough. Look, it's just hard. Yeah, it's hard.
Harrison, trying to catch up with the chat, guys. You guys are awesome. So many comments there. Harrison says, in general, would you choose Kyler over Dak and Burrow?
Would you choose in general? I would choose Kyler over Dak, not Burrow. I would confidently take Joe Burrow over.
I've got Kyler over both of them, personally.
I think Kyler can easily outscore both of these guys, especially with his rushing upside. But I still feel really confident in Joe Burrow and what he's going to be doing, especially in the bounce back year. I mean, he missed more than half of the season. So did Jamar Chase missed like 8 games or 4 games. So
yeah. I mean, look, if you think about it in this light, Kyler Murray coming off a torn ACL averaged about as many points as CJ Stroud did in his breakout season. So what could he do an entire year removed from the ACL injury with the weapon like Marvin Harrison? I mean, if over 18 points per game is Kyler's floor last year with Michael Wilson as his wide receiver 1 coming off an ACL, I don't know. Like, I think this dude, like, his ceiling is over 20 points per game this year.
Definitely could be, especially, yeah.
Eckler is such a good pick there. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's who I was contemplating with Eckler and Chuba.
That's chaos.
And I was like, I hope he comes back to me. I had 2 people on the queue. I had Rico and Eckler at that running back position, and I don't know if I should go wide receiver. I probably will. I am going to go wide receiver or Brandon Cooks here.
Yes. Okay. Brandon Cooks is a great pick. Unfortunately, you and I are starting to like melt into the same person in drafts. Typically, every year, you and I are so different. And as in, like, you like players I hate. I hate players you like. But we like most of the same players this year. It's like really annoying. Brandon Cooks is my favorite late round pick. Deontay Johnson I love. Kamara I love this year. Waddle I love this year. It's like we are in this mind meld, and I hate it. I hate it.
The only thing we disagree on, I feel like this year, is probably the Houston wide receivers, and I'm trying to think what I would say. The other one I'm really hesitant on is probably Zamir White, the one that you really like.
That's fair.
I don't think
Zamir White at the 7-9. That's crazy, dude. This is the problem. What's the risk? What are you really risking with Zamir White? I get last year when Madison was a 5th round pick. This is a different situation. It's a whole different ballgame. I don't
They
know,
lose
man.
that
I think
offensive
it's such a
that
good
offensive
pick.
guy though.
I'm gonna
That
grab
offensive guy,
Jalen
man.
Polk here, and we're also gonna grab Xavier Legette again. Just trying to hit home runs. I just need one home run from Coleman, Polk, or Legette. Just need one home run from you guys.
I think it can happen, man.
You think what could happen again?
I think both of those guys can take off.
Polk and Legette.
Polk and Legette, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Legette's fun. Legette is like the cheapest first round pick this year. And somehow Pearsall's more expensive. And they're both in like situations where how many targets do they get? So I really like
Ricky. Where's Ricky normally going? He went here at the 11-6.
He's going.
Oh man.
I think this is where he will go with the Ayuk rumors. I think if you did a draft today, he's not going past the 11th round. If people are sharp.
Okay. I would take Ricky over everyone that went in the 10th. Maybe outside of Shakira. I think he can go into the 10th. But if I'm looking at the wide receivers specifically in the 10th round, I'm taking him over Dobbs, Sutton, Mitchell. I'm probably not taking him over these quarterbacks if in a one quarterback league. It's a sweet spot for these quarterbacks. But running backs, I would take Ricky over Chuba. That's what I would say. Like in a high upside play because my expectation of Brooks coming back, you know.
I would still take Chuba. I mean, look, I think as much as I love Ricky, I think he's a long-term play. He's a dynasty pick. Even if Ayuk moves, I would be willing to draft Ricky. I don't want this to sound like weird, but I don't know that he plays over Juwan Jennings first half of the season. So I think
guess it just depends on where Ricky
like
is going to be placed.
There's like an 80% chance in my mind that Ricky isn't a startable asset for at least the first 8 weeks, even if Ayuk is gone.
Because what's interesting is that Juwan Jennings, am I wrong? Is he like constantly plays in the slot?
I don't think so.
Like with three wide receivers with Ayuk, maybe not. I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like he's always catching the ball down the middle, and he's just like this 6'3".
He's their Ayuk replacement when Ayuk wasn't on the field.
Okay, maybe I'm tripping there.
All right, trying to catch up with the chat. Joel says, "Watch it be Cohen and not Pearsall." Cohen's a fun player for sure.
Hey, I love Jacob Cohen, man. He's
fun.
He was one of my favorite rookies coming out. He's a phenomenal route runner.
I agree. Dominic says, "Y'all hitting these light goals like crazy. Good stuff." Hey, shout out to you guys. Big love
honestly.
to y'all. Let's see. Brandon says, half PPR start 8, Brees and Marv or Lamb and Etienne. That would be Lamb and Etienne for me.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this question. Okay, Brandon. Half PPR start 8, Brees and Marv, Lamb and Etienne. Oh, that's close. Half PPR though, probably I'll take Brees. Brees and Marv. Did you say Brees and Marv? Is that what you said?
No, I said Lamb and Etienne.
Okay, I'll probably take Brees and Marv.
Matthew, look, I think I get people's concerns around Lamb. I'll just quickly say I think he has a chance to hit like 200 targets this year. So,
well, once again, it depends on when he comes back.
Sure, I get that concern.
That is my biggest thing, and I'll keep saying that until we get a report. CeeDee Lamb's back at practice.
Yeah. Matthew says, "Did you guys hear about DK's UFC tryout at practice? Apparently, people are saying that he was swinging helmets and stuff, which is not surprising. I feel like every camp there's a fight right now. It's like everyone's the testosterone is through the roof.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on, beat his ass.
It's unlimited tea right now.
It's unlimited tea. Danny Jones get into a fight. If Danny Jones get into a fight, you know he mad. He tight right now. That's what you want.
Yeah, he's like, oh, they want me to show some passion. More passion.
He's like, yo, you want to draft a quarterback? You want to draft a quarterback, kid?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
It feels good as someone who loves Jaden Daniels pre-draft. It feels good as someone who's a Commanders fan to see Brian Dable gush over Jaden Daniels. Like that felt pretty nice. I don't know. You saw Hard Knocks, right? Or have you not seen it yet?
Yeah. I'm not commenting on that.
You're not commenting.
Brian Davis, he loves Danny Dimes. Jane Daniels
Sure.
shit. At the
Sure.
moment, he's shit. At that time, it probably would have been the best thing for him. But for me, ever since he got drafted to the Washington Commanders, he's probably the worst player that you guys ever drafted.
Haterade.
Lock it in.
I'm freaking hyped. I'm freaking hyped for him. Gabe Davis.
Lock it in.
I actually was probably going to draft Gabe Davis. No Kizap. Just feel like there's no risk.
No Kizap.
All right, we will go ahead and grab Ty Chandler. And we will also go ahead and grab Rashad Bateman.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be a player I ever start. But if Harbaugh decides to stop talking out of his ass and actually put actions to it, then Rashad Bateman would be the best receiver in the entire league.
That's what I wanted. I wanted Michael Wilson there.
All right, let's get this other mock draft popping. You guys did help us reach our like goal. So what does the chat say? Do we have a verdict? 64% of you want a one quarterback mock. So we are men of the people, and we are going to
We are Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. 30 seconds on the clock. Okay, great. We'll do start 9 again, and I am not going to draft from the 12 spot. I will draft from the, I don't know. Let's go.
Maybe we'll just swap. I'll draft from the 12 spot and see what happens.
I'll draft from the 4 spot. I'll send you this link.
Yeah. Guys, if you want to join this mock draft, it is first come, first serve. All you have to do is join our Discord. That link is in the description, and that link is also in the chat there. Join our Discord. Go to the Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs to the left of your screen. Then go to announcements. That's how you can join each and every mock draft. If you're watching this now or maybe later, that's exactly how you can join the mock draft. Okay, so I'll send that link out in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Link to the second mock is up.
By the way, we recently saw offensive coordinator for the Bengals, Dan Pitcher, talk about Zach Moss and Chase Brown. He said, I'm super pleased with both. Zach's been the consummate pro. He's where he needs to be. Every play, every single play, regardless of what we ask him to do. He's caught every ball we've thrown to him, like a lot of contested, hard catches off his body. Can't be happier with Zach. He says Chase is the young budding talent that we all expected him to be, who adds an explosive element to our rushing attack and catching the ball out of the backfield. So feel really, really good about that spot. So overall, what we can take away from that is nothing. There is no actionable advice from that interview, unfortunately.
Take away absolutely nothing.
Hey, Mike Williams, already off the pup. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that.
That makes me think I'll take a shot on Mike Williams late in drafts. Not gonna lie. He's already
it
off
sucks
the pup.
it sucks for the Malachi Corley believers like myself. But I mean, getting him in the 14-8, it's not going to hurt you, team.
No, for sure. But I was just saying Mike Williams in the 13th round. That, to me, I don't know how you feel. I feel comfortable taking that shot on him. Like, why couldn't this be an advanced version of Lazard?
Yeah. I look, I definitely see it. Him having those options, those opportunities with Aaron Rodgers, especially if he's going to be that deep threat for him. So it's interesting. Yeah. It's an interesting play for Mike Williams there in the 13th round.
Flex says, should I take Jordan Love or Jaden Daniels 2 to 3 rounds later? That's going to be up to your discretion, but if I knew I could lock in Jaden Daniels 3 rounds after Jordan Love, I would take Jaden Daniels 3 rounds after and just get high upside players with those other picks.
Yeah. I personally would take in Jordan Love. I feel really confident in Love, but getting Daniels 2 to 3 rounds later does feel better. I'm not as confident in Zach how Jaden Daniels is going to produce as a rookie, but what's exciting about Daniels is that he has the rushing upside. So that floor feels safe regardless, especially where you're getting him in drafts. But Jordan Love's ceiling just feels like he can be a top 5 quarterback.
Sure.
In any given week. So I get where Zach is coming from, but I'll take Jordan Love.
We are starting this second mock draft, by the way. So this is another 1 quarterback PPR start 9. Okay. 3 flex spots, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end and a quarterback. And Tyreek Hill is the 101 from Joel here. Then CeeDee Lamb. So guys, if you're at the 103, it looks like you're going to be given a gift, potentially.
You're buzzing about it too.
That's 2 mocks in a row. We saw CMC go at the 103, which is crazy sauce. All right, we are going to go ahead and take Ja'Marr Chase here. I am a big fan of Ja'Marr Chase this year. With a healthy Joe Burrow, I don't think there is a single ceiling limit on what Ja'Marr Chase can do. This is a type of guy, he's a rare breed where he can score 15 or more receiving touchdowns in a single season. So I think he and Joe Burrow are going to be back on the same page this year. I am comfortable taking him as my wide receiver 1 in fantasy football. After that, we saw Amon-Ra St. Brown, Bijan Robinson, then Justin Jefferson. And now Tebow's on the clock here.
Now Tebow is on the clock. Let's see.
And let's set a new light goal, okay? Let's set a new light goal if we want to get a 3rd mock draft. Let's do something unrealistic because you and I do need to continue on with our lives. Can't stream all night. So I'm going to put something unrealistic. I doubt you guys are going to hit this, but you guys have surprised us before. So 150 likes equals a 3rd mock draft. All right, there's your goal. There's your new goal, ladies and gentlemen. 150 likes. Do I think you can do it? Absolutely not. No. Have I set it up in a way where we don't do another mock? Absolutely. Why? Because I can only mock so much, all right? We got other things we got to do. But if y'all hit it, I will happily continue mock drafting with you if you vibe that way.
Or someone just donates $200 and we'll just go for it.
Well, yes, clearly we would do that, but please, nobody donate $200.
No, please don't do that. I mean, please don't do it, but do it. Sure.
Stop.
I'm joking.
We're not going to ask people for money. All right, in the first 12 picks, we see 4 running backs, 8 receivers. Hugo Puka at the 112, then Saquon Barkley. We see Marvin at the 202, and now Zach is on the clock here. He goes JT and Garrett Wilson as a start.
Okay.
So far, no team is doubling up on one position. Everybody is spreading their seed.
Wow, Sam Laporta there.
Okay.
That's a huge difference from where we saw in the last draft. Sam Laporta went at the 4-2. He went at the 4-2 in the last draft. He just went at the 2-4. So getting Derrick Henry at the 2-5 there for Tebow, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry there. Seems like a decent start.
That is very surprising to see Laporta that early, but it will happen in some leagues. What's up, Gerard? He says, I saw y'all's video on the Texans wide receiver room and was wondering if you're looking to sell those guys in Dynasty too. So, Gerard, if you've been with us on our Dynasty channel, so one thing I just don't understand in Dynasty right now, let me make my pick and we'll grab ET in here. Easy. One thing I just don't understand in Dynasty is Nico Collins is going like multiple rounds later in Dynasty than he is in redraft. So I think it's all about price.
4th round right now, by the way.
It's all about price for me when it comes to that wide receiver room. And I think in redraft, it just feels unattainable. Or not unattainable. It just feels like there's too much risk for me. But no, in Dynasty, I would not be selling those names. Diggs only got a 1-year contract, so we can see a future beyond a wide receiver room with Stephon Diggs. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. The only guy I'm selling at all for personally is Stephon Diggs. I don't see his value rising, but I'm not sure what you can get for him. I'm buying Tank Dell because I don't think he's valued properly. And Nico Collins, I think he's valued right where he should be, but still not getting drafted where he should be.
I'm getting Devontae Adams in the 3rd round.
oh wow, yeah.
I was upset because Debo was off the board, but I didn't know Devontae Adams was available.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Here we go. That's a nice spot. The 4 and the 5 spot.
Hey, you want to swap? You want to swap in the
hey,
Alpha League?
I'm liking my 4 spot, but I think starting Puka and say that ain't bad.
Well, I can make your dreams come true. I'm the guy.
You're the guy.
Joel says, time to fire up all the burner accounts. Vike says he's going to start sending this to all my friends.
Love that.
Gator says thoughts on going Henry over Kyron and ETN. I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent on it. I have all those guys in the same tier. I think I would lean Kyron. Let me double check my rankings, but overall my answer is just indifferent. I do have Kyron over Henry, but yeah, just same tier. So if you have a preference, that that's why those rankings are bucketed.
Agreed. I agree here. We have a nice little run of wide receivers: Adams, Waddle, Ayuk, Cooper Kupp, Devonta Smith. Tebow goes. So AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, and Devonta Smith, getting those 2 wide receivers in Philly. Maybe that wasn't something that he wanted to do, but that's okay. Josh Allen and Malik Neighbors, who I was hoping to come back to me. Right there at the 3-9. Shout out to Kim K. I mean, once again, she should be sponsoring this channel with all the shout outs she's getting, I tell you. There goes DJ Moore.
Imagine Skims official sponsor.
Oh my gosh, that would be hot.
And Skims.
That would be like
strictly Skim stream.
That I'll do it right now, Kim. If you're out there, we love you. I miss Ye too. Shout out to North. I'm gonna go wide receiver here. I'm gonna take DK Metcalf.
Love it.
And I know this guy's gonna come back to me. Actually, I probably should. Should I go running back right now? Or should I go? Nah, I'm gonna go wide receiver. I'm okay with where I'm going right now. I don't know. Should I go running back? This is tough. This is tough right now.
You can do it.
I'm gonna go wide receiver. I'm gonna take Tank though.
All right. Oh, okay. Tank off the board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if you watched the video that released today. I'm not sure if you had time to or not, but that Texans wide receiver room, man, I think I'm out.
No, it scares
for
you.
The most part. I think I'm out.
It scares you.
But Gerard had a question. He says, have you guys talked about Ayuk's impact if he goes to the Steelers, Patriots, and Browns? We did. That was at the beginning of yesterday's stream, so go check that out. But we did talk about that in detail. Harrison says, is there a reason why ESPN favors the running backs higher in the first round than other platforms? Well,
they're just old school, brother.
We've talked about this. I think the reason ESPN favors running backs is because of the format. The format in ESPN on standard is start 7, a very small format, only one flex spot. In a start 7, you should probably prioritize running backs over wide receivers in the first round. In a start 7, like 10-man league, for sure, I think running back should be the priority. So I think it's just their standard starting lineup is quite small. Same with Yahoo as well. But ultimately, how you should draft, and we've talked about this a lot on the channel, but how you should draft and what players you should take and prioritize in different rounds is all determined by the ADP, average draft position, the draft board of your selected fantasy platform, and it's determined by your format. If you want a video that breaks all that down, it's this one right here called The Secret to Winning Your Fantasy Football Drafts. I'll put a link in the chat. I talk about every single format for you guys to try and help you win regardless of what format you end up deciding to use. But in the 4th round, you go Dell, Diggs goes, then White, Pittman, Kamara, Cook, George Pickens, Travis Kelce off the board. And none of these guys have a tight end, and I think I'm going to take a tight end. I don't want to risk it. So we will grab Trey McBride here. I don't trust that a tight end will come back to me, so we'll see.
There you go.
Looks like I made the right decision so far, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Nice little run of tight ends there.
Taylor says Arthur Smith is where fantasy goes to die. Someone signed someone who had Bijan and Pitts last year. Yeah, that would have been painful.
I mean, that's also scary too, especially if he goes to Pittsburgh. That's going to be like, I don't know. But I mean, people go back to looking back to AJ Brown, and it's like, well, at least he did something with AJ. We'll see.
I know at my pick here, I'm gonna have one of 2 options I really like. One's a wide receiver, one's a running back. And now I have to decide between both of them. Damn it, Brizzleton. I hate when that happens. Now I got to decide between both of those options. All right, in a start 9. Oh, you know what? I can't grab that player. It wouldn't make sense for my team. I'll explain later. We are going to grab Ken Walker here at the 504. I'm a big fan of Ken Walker this year. And the player I really wanted, it wouldn't have made sense for my team, and I'll tell you why when he comes off the board.
Okay. Okay. Guys, if you don't know, earlier we did create a new channel. If you like short form content, if you like shorts, YouTube, TikTok, whatever the case may be, I'm going to be taking on the project of making short form content, just expanding the brand. Okay. That is Fantasy Never Stops. So definitely go check that out. Drop a subscribe. We have 9-10 subscribers right now. Go show some love, support the channel. I'm going to be releasing some content next week.
You know what? I'll say this. If this channel gets 100 subscribers on this stream, we'll do another mock draft. All right? If this channel gets 100 subscribers on today's stream, we'll do another mock draft. So I just popped in a link there in the chat. If you like short form content, 30-second, 60-second clips on fantasy football, this is a place to be. Badaki's going to dominate this space, and we are just expanding the brand. So if you haven't yet, go subscribe over there.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to the third mock draft.
Yeah,
I'm expecting it.
There's now 2 ways to get a third mock draft: the like goal, which is 150, or 100 subscribers on the other channel. You got 2 ways to do it.
Yeah,
and you guys are actively helping us grow this brand, which is absolutely awesome.
Oh man, this is tough. Oh yeah, that's a tough one. I was hoping for Rice or Reed there on the edge. Okay, Keenan Allen goes off the board. I'm gonna put a guy on the queue here, which is not terrible. All right, let's do that because we haven't drafted him. We drafted Monty in the last one. I think it has to be. All right, I'm gonna go running back here. We'll take Ramondre Stevenson right there. He wasn't gonna come back to me.
Yeah, it's tough drafting on the edges there, man.
At the wide receiver position, I'm probably gonna take another wide receiver here. Let me just look at tight end. I'm happy to risk it. I'm gonna take Calvin Ridley.
All right, Calvin Ridley comes off the board there. Do you have a graphic, by the way, for that new channel that I can attach to a message in the Discord? I was going to send a message in the Discord.
I don't have a graphic.
Okay, we're currently at 18 subscribers over there.
I think more realistic is 50.
Nah. I'm not gonna set the goal lower. I believe in our people. 100 subscribers on this channel, new channel, and we will do another mock draft. All right? Are we exploiting you for our own gain? Absolutely. Are you okay with that? You have to decide.
I said absolutely. I do have a graphic. It's just not on my computer. It's on the laptop. I was working on it.
I'll just put a screenshot in the Discord so people can see it.
Yeah. But appreciate you all that subbed already. Once again, I'm going to be releasing content on next week, and essentially it's just all short form content. So anything that's fantasy football related. Basically, if your attention span is not with 20, 15-minute videos, I'm going to be doing more 30 to 60-second videos of fantasy related content, or maybe even things in season. I'm trying to do some really fun, exciting things so we can do trivia maybe with the community, the roulette games that we used to do back in the day. We're going to be getting more creative when it comes down to this. And stay tuned to this channel as well, especially when we go to Texas. You're going to see some really fun and cool content with not only Zach and myself, but all the other content creators that are on the Flock Fantasy website, which is going to be exciting. So I don't know, you might even see us live over there as well. I'm thinking about it. If we can get live. And just go live in the short form content. You guys can kind of watch us if we're not live on our actual channel on some of those days. So keep that in mind, guys. A lot of cool and exciting things that could happen, or that is going to happen. All right, a nice little run here. So Calvin Ridley, Najee Harris, Evan Ingram, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Deontay Johnson at the 6-7. That's who I was contemplating of taking. Just felt like a way too early there. Didn't want to force it. James Conner, Hugo, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar McConkey, and Lamar Jackson at the 7-1. I think it's phenomenal. We keep saying this. Your home league is probably not going to do that, but if that does happen in one of your home leagues at the 7-1, Lamar Jackson is a great value there in the 7th round. He went at the 5-2 in the first mock draft we did earlier today. So that is really, that's something good.
Is that something good?
Tell me something good. There you go. See, come on. Wavelength. That's what we gotta do. Wavelength. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do in person. But all right, we're gonna start with the player. Maybe we'll practice it right now. Say any player, and we'll try to connect it after you make this pick.
I don't even know what that means.
You never played that before? You know how people say, "All right, make a pick," and I'll explain it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We'll go Jackson Smith and Jigba here.
All right. So wavelength is basically like you say like two random things and you try to say the same name. You try to say the same word at the same time. So like for example, I would say chicken, and you would say egg, right?
Okay.
And then we have to say and then we'll say sorry. Let me start that from the top. We'll count it down. So be like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Right, and we both have to choose a word, and then we find a way to connect those words together to then we say the same word. Does that make any sense?
I feel like you just gave me an IKEA instruction pamphlet. I'm looking at it. Like, where's the video to watch?
Get ready to say any word. Ready? I'm going to count down. Okay. I'm going to say anything. Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Tits.
Pool. Okay. So now we have to combine pool and tits.
Oh, I don't know if I'm comfortable with the exercise now.
Okay, now say it again. Now I'm gonna count down to 3, and then we'll say another word. 3, 2, 1. Bikini.
Tits.
Fucking idiots! This guy's. You get what I'm saying? You said pool. You said tits. I said bikini. That makes sense, right? Because they correlate.
Okay. Let's try again.
So that's what we're talking about. Wavelength. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Scooter.
Big old titties. What did you say?
Oh my gosh, that's not. I'm done. All
right, try again. No, I actually will try this time.
He's actually going to try.
Huge melons. All right, let's try again. So let's both say something here. In 3, 2, 1. Barbecue.
Speaker. Okay,
barbecue speaker.
Barbecue so long. Barbecue speaker so long. Okay.
So what do we do now?
Now we count down again, and then we try to once again come together and try to say the same word. Okay. Okay. Ready? 3. Do you have a word? Let me know if you have a word. Don't say it yet. Find a word. With speaker and barbecue.
I got a city.
You're not supposed to tell me or like give your remote.
Okay.
How you not seen this? All right. 3, 2, 1. Cookout.
Kansas City.
You have to say it at the same time.
I'm fucking trying here. All right. All right. Tits wasn't enough. Kansas City's not enough. All right. Try again. New word. Let's recycle.
I'm trying to think of the word for Kansas City.
Here we go.
Okay.
New word. In 3, 2, 1. Potato.
Chiefs.
Fuck. I thought we were doing a new word.
Oh, you just do new word as a whole. That's my fault.
Does this guy even get this game? Does this guy even understand this game?
Son knows. He says, I thought cookout and bikini for the first one. I got you, Badaki. See, how about this? Go watch a couple TikToks and just type in wavelength, and you'll understand how the game.
Well, I first have to know what TikToks to watch.
Brother, just type it in anyway.
Okay, whatever. All right, we tried. 3, 2, 1. Big tits. All right. Yes, not mature. I'm sorry. I guarantee you someone's going to comment later like, talk about fantasy football.
This is so immature.
This is a fantasy football channel.
This is family friendly stream. I don't know if you know that. We are family friendly.
My child's watching.
You have to teach him young.
All right. we're on the clock here. We already got our tight end. We got 2 running backs. I think I'll add another RB here. And that RB will probably be Tajay Spears. And I get him around later than Tony Pollard. I kind of like that, actually. That's hot. That's fire hot.
Super hot fire.
Super hot fire hot fire. JSC says, do you guys think Javonte Williams can be top 10 this year? Do I think he can be top 10? I think top 10 is asking a lot.
That is asking a lot. I'm not comfortable saying top 10.
That would project that the offense is far better than I project it to be, but I would say top 20 feels like a ceiling outcome. Top 15 to 20, I think.
Yeah, I'm okay with saying 20 as well.
What's up, Taylor says, do we expect Rice to play in the slot a bunch for the Chiefs? Yes, I do. I do expect him to play in the slot. I think he and Kelsey will be in the slot a lot together. I think they'll move Rice all around the field, and he will operate a lot in the middle of the field for that team. As Devin Singletary comes off the board. Josh Palmer comes off the board. We're going to grab another running back here, and that is going to be Gus Edwards at the 904.
Gus the bus.
Oh, Lord, I'm about to Gus. That might be a team name.
Ah, damn, I wanted Jake Ferguson there.
Unlucky.
Oh, man. Can never stretch it long enough, you know? That's what he said.
Yeah, bro. I've been there. It only stretches so far.
No, it stretches so far, huh?
All right, a little update. We have a goal. If we get 100 subscribers on our new channel, which is going to start releasing content next week, we will pop off a 3rd mock draft for you guys. So if you want to see another mock draft today, go subscribe to the channel that we just put in the chat. We appreciate y'all big time. The other way that we can get another mock is if we get 150 likes, which seems a little bit unrealistic. But we are having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time. All right? I hope y'all are having as good of a time as we are currently having. That's my goal. Jody says, keep Brees in the first at the 112 or take at the 101. Keep Brees in first at the 112 or take the 101. I am trying to understand the question. Keeper league, I assume. That means I have no idea if it's a keeper league who's available at the 101. And if you're telling me you can pay the 112 for Brees, probably Brees then, right?
Yeah.
Because in a keeper league, if it's a keeper, I imagine Brees is probably the best keeper if you don't keep him. Right?
Yeah.
We're on the clock here.
I know. I have to queue.
Okay.
I'm gonna take David Njoku.
All right.
And then I should probably take either another running back or wide receiver, and I'm probably going to be taking and locking up.
Do you think, maybe?
Let's lock it up. Let's lock it up.
All right. Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, that's the right move.
Let's lock it up.
That's the right move, in my opinion. So Chuba comes off the board there. I like the idea of locking up that backfield if you're going to go Jay Brooks. Charlie says, Demario Douglas for Marshawn Lloyd. Just got the offer. What do I do? I'd prefer Marshawn Lloyd. If it's Dynasty. If it's Dynasty, I'll take Marshawn.
Agreed.
Shorefire says, having a great time. My neighbors called the police to file a noise complaint screaming from getting sniped. That's a real place. That's a very real place.
Hey. Hey.
From downtown.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Vike says the ESPN mock I just did is fire. Quarterbacks are Kyler and Daniels. RBs are Bijan, ET, and Jacobs. With London, Neighbors, Reed. I like it, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Heads up to all the ESPN folk out there. Not tomorrow, but the day after, there will be a video on this channel specifically for you ESPN people. Okay? So not tomorrow morning, but the next morning, you will see an ESPN video specifically for y'all. So be on the lookout for that, because basically I give you guys 20 players that are incredible picks on ESPN that are going way later on ESPN than every other platform, and it's for every position. So yeah, a lot of time and effort into that video. I hope it's going to be helpful for ESPN folk.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, what a day already.
What a day, what a dollar. I'm going to be
wait.
honest, I was a little surprised you didn't go quarterback in the 10th round or the 9th round there.
I'm okay with what's
Yeah?
left, to be completely honest with you.
Okay.
There's at least 5 quarterbacks I feel pretty confident in on the comeback. And shout out to Kim K once again, sponsor of this channel.
We'll grab
you're on the
Khalil
clock.
Shakir here, yeah.
Yeah, I was contemplating between Chuba and Shakira. I get a lot more confidence, especially with reports. I think the reports coming out of camp, I'm not saying I'm not hearing reports of Curtis Samuel, but all the reports coming out of Buffalo is Keon Coleman and Shakir. Like, I'm not even seeing anything about Dalton Kincaid. And I'm not saying there isn't any. There's some. But the 2 guys I'm seeing is, once again, Keon Coleman and Shakira, which excites me because it means that they're both getting utilized.
Yeah.
Often, but maybe that's my overreaction.
I have heard some reports about Curtis, specifically Joe Brady talking about him. Obviously, that's his old coordinator in Carolina, as you know. I've heard some good stuff. I guess, I mean, like it's.
I think it's when I say I haven't heard stuff, it's not every day. Every day I'm hearing stuff about Malik Neighbors. Every day I'm hearing something about Shakir. Like, you look at what's consistent in camp. And the 2 names that are consistent in camp is Keon Coleman and Shakira out of the Buffalo Bills.
Right. I get you.
But I do hear a couple things about Curtis and Dalton, but it's not as consistent as hype of these other guys,
Okay. I can't let Polk leave this board without having him. I'll grab Polk here. I'll grab Polk. Catching up with the chat. Bristleton, I agree. Dominic says, I picked Nico in the 11th last year and selected him as a keeper this year. Luck or skill? 100% skill. 100%
honestly,
power.
You're just elite. Honestly,
yeah.
Come
on. Do you think there's a better keeper out there for anyone? No, I think that's pretty good, man. That's a very good one. Yeah. Flex says, I picked Brees over Chase, JJ, and Amon-Ra. Was that good? All depends on your format, man. All depends on your format. If you're in a start 7, I think it makes sense, but in a start 9, I would have taken the receivers personally.
Yeah, I would take the receivers. I think there's more of a conversation, which I keep saying, with JJ and Brees, but I'm taking Chase and Amon-Ra comfortably over Brees Hall.
Yeah. Yeah, Kincaid is definitely a good value on ESPN. I love it, Charlie. Shore says, do both Buffalo tight ends have startable value?
One does.
I think there will be weeks where Dawson Knox is annoying and he'll have a good fantasy week, but I don't think you'll ever be able to consistently start him. I do feel like you'll be able to consistently start Kincaid, however.
Yeah. Agreed. Kincaid for me all the way. All right. Looks like I'm going to be getting my guy here. I feel pretty confident in it. Zach's not going to take him. There you go. Darnell Money Mooney. I mean, Darnell Money Mooney getting some hype in camp too, especially with yeah, I saw a report yesterday. He said in the 11-on-11, Mooney got 8 targets, something crazy like that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I don't know why I also instantly picked Jordan Love like that. I should have took some time because I have no idea who I'm taking second. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go at the wide receiver position, and let's go a guy I never drafted. Dontavion Wicks. Let's get the stack, the natural stack, huh?
All right. the Baba Yaga himself off the board. Recent
Paul
report:
Atreides.
Anthony Gould stepped in for Downs when Downs went down on Wednesday. If you guys don't know Anthony Gould, he is a rookie for the Colts, so he filled that slot role during practice. So something to keep in mind.
It was definitely Kirk Cousins, Taylor.
Kirk
Let me try to find this.
Sunraker says, do you guys like one wide receiver, one running back in the first 2 rounds and quarterback tight end around 3 and 4 start? Again, Sunraker, it all depends on your format. Everything depends on your format. If you're in a start 7, totally. I love that. But am I willing to spend a positional pick that early, like a onesie position that early in the 3rd and 4th round in a start 9 or 10? I don't know. Proof, he says, who's that stranger next to you? Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. What's happening, baby?
SDHD says, what is the best strategy for start 7-12 team? Start 7-12 team, I probably would prioritize a running back in round 1. I'd try and get one of those elite CMCs, Bijan, Brees, Gibbs type of names. And then I think I'd take 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds in that format.
Yeah, I'll be confident with that or comfortable with that as well. And I kind of said it as like heavy hitters, right? You're not trying to go with your high upside guys. You're trying to go with the guys that you know is going to score you. I mean, obviously, right? You're trying to go with the guys that score you these huge fantasy points, but you're not reaching for the likes of, the Curtis Samuels or the Keenan Allens or, the David Montgomerys. As much as we love them, you really want to go with the guys that you feel really comfortable in, that you're going to be starting in a star 7 every single week. So, we kind of preach that all the time in a smaller starting league, excuse me.
So Dak goes at the 12:08. I was wanting Dak Prescott, but I am able to fall back on Jaden Daniels in the 12th round. He is our starter. We get to stack with Terry McLaurin. And I feel pretty good about this team so far. We've got Daniels, Etienne Walker, Chase Adams, McBride, Terry, JSN, and Tajay or Gus as our last flex. I like the upside of Shakir and Polk, so I'm feeling good about this spot.
Feeling good about it, yeah. Not in love with my team, but I think there's some upside. Jordan Love at quarterback, Saquon Barkley, Ramondre Stevenson. I also have Jonathan Brooks and Chuba Hubbard at the running back room with Puka Nacua, DK Metcalf, Tank Dell, Calvin Ridley, and Xavier Worthy with the big on Bobby Yaga, Dontavion Wicks, and David Njoku at the tight end position. It's not terrible, but I'm not in love with it. I'm going in week 1. I'm like,
Sure, I get you. I'll take Kendry off the board here. He says when JD busts, Zach's gonna cry in all his leagues.
I mean,
I think
like I said,
my most drafted players in Dynasty rookie drafts this year is Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors. So I'm heavily invested in both of their careers for sure. And here's the thing with Daniels in a redraft league. If you're going to take Daniels in a redraft league, you're going to get him late. He's not going to hurt your roster. And if he doesn't work out, there will be a waiver wire pickup available for you. Think last year, how many waiver wire quarterbacks were available, right? Kirk Cousins was one at one point. You had, what's the kid's name from Arizona who started? Dobbs was a really great option for a couple weeks. And then you could have swapped over to Tua in some formats. So, yeah. I just don't, it's just not a lot of risk attached for me.
Yeah.
But in Dynasty, yeah, I'd be really upset if Daniels busts.
That's exactly what we want.
I'm about to bust.
From the Giants' perspective. It's right. Brian Burns is going to be sacking that ass. Oh, that's pause. That was a bit weird.
Okay.
Not the Brian Burns
strategy with these values. 3 tight ends. Joel's going 3 tight ends here. He's playing chess, not checkers.
I'm about to get the steal of the drafts. Guaranteed.
All right. Sunraker says he has a 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 flexes. So Yeah, that's a start 2, 4, 6, 8. A start 8.
Deals with the draft.
I think start 8 is very very up in the air. I think there's most strategies available to you depending on where you're on the draft board. In a start 8, like for example, if you're at the 107 to the 109 and a Bijan or a Brees is there, totally in play. But if a Amon-Ra falls or a Jefferson or a AJ, I think they're in play as well. I think that's kind of like your sweet spot to really attack the board rather than a strategy. How does the board fall to you? Attack the values.
Yeah.
No, I hear you, Proofy. I would be very sad if Daniels ends up being terrible. I would be very sad. Jaden with Cliff excites me too, man. Excites me too. I mean, if Kyler Murray was able to average over 18 points per game as a rookie with Cliff, I feel pretty good about Daniels with Cliff as well. And knowing, the difference is between May and all these other names, he's got a veteran wide receiver that he can trust in Terry. That's great. Oddly enough, the same tight end that Kyler Murray was trusting for a while in Zach Ertz. So,
yeah. The rushing upside, the safe floor for sure.
The rushing upside is there.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams is also pretty good value too. Late in drafts, I'd say. Like he could come out of the gates just absolutely flinging it.
Yeah, he definitely could. He definitely could.
Okay, lining up my next pick here.
You guys play week 1 actually.
I guess everyone is gone cold on Kamani Vidal.
Well, you play the Bucks. That could be an easy dub too.
I think we play at home or away? I don't remember.
You play away. You play in Tampa week 1. We play the Vikings at home.
I'll never forget Robert Griffin's RG3's first start as a Washington player. It was versus the Saints, and that was like one of the most thrilling games ever for me because it was like the first time our team ever dominated another team like in my lifetime pretty much. That was really fun back in 2012. Let's say 2012 Redskins versus Saints box score because I'm pretty sure he balled out, man. Yeah, we put up 40 points in RG3's rookie debut. That's funny. They don't put the logo on ESPN. And he had 320 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
He ran for 42 on the ground as well. He was a freaking beast before he got injured, man.
RIP RG3, huh?
No, actually. Actually, rest in peace, brother. Not actually. He's not actually dead. Jared Goff off the board. That's cool. I was going to grab Justin Herbert as a safety play here with Jaden Daniels. So Tim Tebow, just the inspirational player. It's going to say a scripture before you go out. Pray over the team. Big shout out to Timmy.
Shout out to Timmy. Can't believe he's still
Shout
asleep.
out to Timmy Teebs.
Released by the Jags. That was 3 years ago. That felt like last year.
No way. 3 years ago? Yeah, that makes sense actually because it was with Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Urban Meyer was 3 years ago already? Yo.
Yeah.
That's
He was getting
crazy.
twerked on at a Chili's by a 20-year-old girl. Shout out to Urban Meyer.
He do it.
Not shout out for good reasons. Just shout out as like, what the hell is wrong with you?
He was doing his thing,
Yeah.
getting it where he can. And if it was at a Chili's or a Wendy's, it don't matter. He getting it. You feel me?
You want to twerk on me? I'm Urban Meyer, head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I own 2 Chili's franchises. The greatest Ohio State head coach of all time. And unfortunately, when it's into the professional field and I can't threaten people, I'm not a good coach.
What's his name said there? Roll Tide. Damn the Tide.
Roll damn Tide. Well,
Roll damn Tide.
He's Ohio State though.
No, I know, but for some reason it just went to that. What's his? I forgot that guy's name.
Drewski.
Yeah, Drewski. There you go.
Yeah, I really want to know, like, if they pay that guy, that like redneck guy. No, not
Oh,
Red,
the
not
redneck guy.
Gursky, the
Oh,
redneck
yeah.
guy. Because they're like
I have no
actively
idea.
making fun of him. I don't even know if he understands. It's kind of sad when you think about it. Hopefully they're not just exploiting him and not paying him. But
His name is Roll Tide Willie.
roll damn tide. Ain't give out nothing but the tide.
I ain't getting nothing about the
Don't
tide.
give a piss about nothing but the goddamn tide. Roll tide. Anyway, I love football. I love people who are passionate about football. All right, let's end the stream with a Q&A here. All right,
Come on.
we're going to answer 5 questions and 5 questions only. And it will be the first questions that are placed in the chat from now onwards. Now, friendly reminder, we do have a new YouTube channel that is popping off. This is for short form content. Go subscribe over there. I'll put a link in the chat. We're at 26 subs. I appreciate y'all. That's a great start. That's a very, very good start. Thank you for the love. Didn't reach our like goal. The other thing to keep in mind is we are popping I did just release a video on the channel about players that I'm not drafting. Of course, when you tell people not to draft their favorite players, they're not going to be happy about it, but I hope you're willing to hear me out. So go watch that video. I got another video coming out this weekend for ESPN leagues in particular, the best picks on ESPN. And we've got my guys coming out on Sunday. So I'm excited for you guys to see all of that. But first 5 questions to end the stream. Do us a favor, hit the like on the stream as we are closing up. But let's have a look here. First 5 questions. What made you guys move to Australia? It's a question we get often, actually. But
Yeah.
I guess the Twitter version of it, we both wanted to study here. We studied at the same university. We became housemates. That house was chaotic. A lot of good times, but a lot of stupid things.
Yep.
And we ended up just becoming, friends. And we both married Australians, and they locked us into this country, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding.
And
It's
now
actually a
we're
great
here.
place. It's a great place.
Yeah. Great lifestyle. Come to Australia, guys. We'll be here. Go
Question
to Austin first.
Question 2 out of 5 is from Harrison. What is the best strategy in a start 7 14-man league? In a start 7 14-man league, I truly believe the best strategy is going best player available pretty much across the board. Your draft is so thin. There are so many people to compete with that if you're at the 14 spot and the best available player is, a running back, go running back. If the best available player is a wide receiver, go wide receiver. What you should care about is getting the most points in your starting lineup possible. And you'll do that by drafting the best available players. Now, in a start 7, that doesn't mean you should start 4 straight running backs because you can only start 3, including your flex. But
Yeah.
in general, I'd say best player available.
Yeah. BPA, man. 3 out of 5. 369 says thoughts on punting quarterback for a late Jaden Daniels or Kyler. What are your thoughts on them as your main QB and one quarterback?
That's
For
what
me,
I'm doing in a lot of
Yeah.
leagues.
yeah, exactly, and I'm okay with taking Daniels or Kyler. Once again, I would say if there's a Dak Prescott or Jordan Love, I'm comfortable taking both of those guys over Jaden Daniels. But Kyler Murray is definitely a guy I'm happy to target in the later rounds.
So in the last 2 mocks that we did, I went Daniels late, and in the previous one, I went Kyler late. So those are 2 quarterbacks I'm very comfortable targeting late. If you go Daniels, maybe your last pick is Justin Herbert, right, to secure him. But I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Question 4 out of 5. What's the best strategy for a 10-man PPR start 7? Okay, so I'm noticing that a lot of people are asking questions about the strategies, and I totally get why. You want to draft well for your league. Here's what I would say. If you want to know how to draft for your league, I spent so much research and time just to make a video specifically on all of people's different leagues. So I'm going to put this link in the chat. I would highly encourage you guys to go watch this. If you're in an 8-man, start 7, I got you. If you're in a 14-man, start 10, I got you, okay? Whatever format you're in, this video is going to help you guide through how you should draft. And we talk about positional importance. That doesn't mean where you should draft, guys. It just means based off ADP, how important you should be prioritizing certain positions. But I will just quickly say, in your format, a 10-man PPR, start 7, it looks like. I would probably target a Bijan, a Brees, a Gibbs, a CMC in round 1, in a smaller lineup with not as many people.
Running
as
backs are
normal.
more valuable in a smaller lineup there. So hopefully that helps. I think this is 5 out of 5 from
Yeah, I
Gator
think
Fan.
this is the last one.
He says, "Who are a couple late round skill players that no one else is talking about that you think could go off?" I'll go ahead and start. I think there's a couple of guys, and some of these guys may not be phenomenal, but I love Wando Robinson. I love the likes of Quentin Johnston. We spoke about. I talked about Darnell Mooney a little bit earlier. I would also say someone like Jalen Tolbert is getting a lot of hype right now because of CeeDee Lamb being out. Does he step into a really good role? And these are guys going round 11 later. If you're asking about in rounds, 9, 10, or like from 7, I think we all know who those guys are. But those are some guys I'll be looking at. So once again, I would even throw Tyler Boyd in there. So Tyler Boyd, Tolbert, Wandale, Quentin, Mooney are my top 5 guys that I really like right now. And the list could go on, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I guess if it's round 11 onwards, like I'm looking like the range of like a Palmer, a Brandon Cooks, a Troy Franklin, Dontavion Wicks, Jalen Polk, Demario Douglas. For running backs, I'm looking at names like a Rico Dowdle, a Jalen Wright is another guy there, a Kendre Miller if it's late enough, a Zach Charbonnet, Ty Chandler, Ray Davis. But yeah, I would say, if you want to know like my favorite pick round 11 onwards, I'd probably say like my favorite pick is Jalen Polk. So, yeah. All right. Well, that is going to be it for today, guys. 369 says that video would be a great video to repost when newer people come when fantasy is up and running. I thought about that. Like, that video is really good for newer fantasy players. Maybe it's good to post it like late August as well. We've never reposted a video before, though. Is that weird if we do that?
I've never seen a repurposed full video.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably just give the same information and then like one extra tip each. That's what she said.
Right.
But
just the tip.
Might as well just repurpose the whole thing. I don't know. We've never tried repurposing a whole video. That could be interesting. But that can also flop. Like, that can definitely ruin the channel as well.
Yeah, I think some people might be upset. So I only want to do if it will be helpful. Some people will be like, "Where's the effort? You already did this." I don't know. Okay, we'll think about it. I appreciate y'all. Guys, thanks for hanging out. We really have been enjoying the streams lately. We're enjoying being with you. And hey, we'll be live tomorrow as well on this channel. So tomorrow we will be watching football, doing mock drafts.
Come on.
So hit the like button, subscribe. And also, last thing I got to remind you guys of just before we head off is we are raffling off 5 spots for our follower leagues tomorrow. We will be doing real drafts, live streaming them on this channel. And the only people who are eligible to get into that raffle are Mother Flocker members with the promo code LAND on the Flock Fantasy website. So I just put a direct link in the chat. It will also be in the pinned comment later on. But flockfantasy.com/land. Use the code LAND. Got to be a yearly Mother Flocker. And if you sign up and you're signing up so you can potentially get in that raffle to be in a league with us, that will be raffled off tomorrow night. 5 spots in our leagues. Then just DM me and I'll make sure you get away into that raffle. But of course, you get all the other premium perks on the website. You get a free team review, the rankings tools, the My Teams tools, the trade calculator, all the articles and databases, and you're supporting Badaki and I as well. You're supporting the vision. You're helping us grow when you do that. But we appreciate you. We'll see you soon. All love.
Love.